गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आज हम जो है इस चैप्टर 2 जो आपका है उसका सेकंड पार्ट डिस्कस करेंगे। सो लास्ट टाइम यू हैव सीन अबाउट द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ माइक्रोब्स which include bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and viruses. So now today we will see how these microbes can be beneficial or harmful to us. So let's start. So some microbes are beneficial to us while others are harmful to us and they cause disease. You can see here in this figure there are two tables. One contains its uses and other contains its harmful effects. So the beneficial effects are given here in the first table, which include preparation of curd, bread and cake, production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid or vinegar, you say, preparation of medicines and vaccines, which includes antibiotics, cleaning up the environment and increasing soil fertility. On the other hand, we have its harmful effect, which includes disease which are caused by bacteria, virus, fungus, protozoa in plants and in animals and also in human beings. Second is food spoilage, which is caused by bacteria. So now let us see the beneficial effects of microbes first. So bacteria are very useful to us because it decompose organic waste such as vegetable peels, animal remains and feces so that it clean our environment. It is used in preparation of medicines like antibiotic. It increases soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. There is a plant which belongs to the family of pulses. We call it Leguminosae family. So in the root nodules, bacteria are present and they fix nitrogen of the atmosphere into soil, which can be used by plants. It is used in the setting of curd and making cheese. आप लोग दही खाते हैं तो दही कैसे बनता है? हम दूध में 1 चम्मच दही डालते हैं पुराना वाला और फिर कुछ घंटे बाद, 4 घंटे बाद, 5 घंटे बाद क्या होता है, वो जो मिल्क है वो कर्ड में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है। तो ऐसा क्यों होता है? क्योंकि जो हमारा कर्ड हमने लिया है पहले से उसमें होते हैं बैक्टीरिया लैक्टोबैसिलस। वो मिल्क में अपने आप को रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं, अपनी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ाते हैं और एंजाइम्स प्रोड्यूस करते हैं जिससे हो जाता है कर्ड का फॉर्मेशन, दैट इज मिल्क का कर्ड में कन्वर्जन। Second very important microbe is yeast. Yeast is a fungus and it is mostly used in baking industry, like we make breads, pastries, cakes, even jalebi. So in all these we use yeast. It helps in fermentation. It reproduces rapidly and produce carbon dioxide during respiration. And this gas, when try to escape, it forms bubbles which fill the space in the duff and increase the volume. So the duff becomes spongy. It is also used in the commercial production of alcohol and wine, which is done by growing yeast on natural sugars like cane sugar, or in fruit juice, even grains. So, what happens? The yeast acts on the sugar and decompose it, convert it into alcohol. And we call this process as fermentation. So, fermentation is the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol by action of yeast, and it was the first discovered by Louis Pasteur in 1857. Fermentation also occurs when sugar solution or cane sugar solution or some other fruit juice are converted into vinegar. But it is due to action of bacteria, which is acetoacetic bacter, not the yeast. The next is antibiotics. Antibiotics are the very important compounds. These are the medicines which we get from mostly from fungi. So these are the medicines that kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms, especially bacteria. For example, penicillin, cefixime, terramycin, chloramphenicol, ciprofloxacin, azithromycin, etc. So antibiotics are used to cure a variety of disease such as streptomycin, erythromycin, and tetracycline that are made from bacteria and fungi. So when we have some infection due to bacteria mostly, then we use antibiotics to kill and to stop growth of these disease causing bacteria. And they also cure microbial infection in the animals by mixing antibiotics with their feed. We can give it to the animals and it cures the animal. And not only animals and human beings, we also use antibiotics to control several plant diseases. So antibiotics are very important medicines nowadays. And the discovery of antibiotics was done by Alexander Fleming in 1929, and it was actually by chance. He was working on the culture of disease causing bacteria, and by accident some penicillium, which is a fungus, spores dropped into his culture, and he found that in the culture in which spores of penicillium fungus were dropped, there was a very little growth of bacteria. So he find that the culture in which spore of penicillium fungus was dropped, bacteria was killed. It means these spores or that fungus has produced some chemical which are able to kill bacteria, and thus discovery of antibiotic occurred. And nowadays a number of antibiotics are prepared from bacteria and fungi. Now, what precautions should be followed while taking antibiotics and why? It is very important. If you don't follow precaution while using antibiotics, it may cause harm to you. So, first of all, they should be taken only on the advice of the doctor, and one must complete the course the doctor prescribe. कई बार क्या होता है कि डॉक्टर ने बोला कि आपको दवा खानी है 5 डे के लिए, और आपने क्या किया, 2 दिन दवा खाई, ठीक हो गए, फिर हम क्या करते हैं, दवा नहीं खाते हैं. बट ये बहुत ही गलत बात है, क्योंकि जो हमारी बॉडी में बैक्टीरिया हैं उनको कम्प्लीटली डिस्ट्रॉय करने के लिए जो कोर्स होता है 4 या 5 डे का, उसको अगर आप पूरा नहीं करेंगे तो कुछ बैक्टीरिया बच जाएंगे, वो अपने आप को स्पोर फॉर्म करके बचा लेंगे, और वही जो बैक्टीरिया हैं वो उस एंटीबायोटिक के लिए रेजिस्टेंट हो जाएंगे, जिससे क्या होगा, फ्यूचर में जब कभी आप बीमार पड़ेंगे उस बैक्टीरिया से, तो वही एंटीबायोटिक काम नहीं करेगी जो आप पहले ले चुके हैं। अब सपोज आपने कई बार ऐसा किया तो क्या होगा, जो हमारी बॉडी में बैक्टीरिया आ रहे हैं इस टाइप से, उनके ऊपर वो एंटीबायोटिक काम नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज दे हैव डेवलप्ड रेजिस्टेंस। So whenever you are taking antibiotics, you must complete its course. Either you may feel better in the 2 or 3 days, but if doctor has prescribed you for 5 day course, then you must complete 5 day course. Second is that antibiotics taken in wrong dose may make the body resistant to the drug and it may not be effective in the future. कई बार क्या होता है कि हम लोग को डॉक्टर ने बोला कि लेना है 200 mg और आप लेते हैं 100 mg, या आपने सुबह खाया शाम को नहीं खाया, या आपको दी गई 3 डोज, आप दिन में ले रहे हैं 1 डोज। तो उससे क्या होता है कि जो हमारी बॉडी में बैक्टीरिया हैं, क्योंकि इनको डोज कम मिल रही है, तो वो सब किल नहीं हो पाते हैं और वो उस एंटीबायोटिक के अगेंस्ट रेजिस्टेंट डेवलप कर लेंगे। इसीलिए जब भी आपको डॉक्टर ने दवा लिखी है, तो जिस डोज में लिखी है 100 mg or double dose 2 times or 3 times, you must follow his prescription. And one thing to be noted here, antibiotics cannot cure cold and flu which are caused by virus. They only act on the bacteria, not on the virus. Then we come to vaccines. Before going to vaccine, we should know about some terms which are pathogens. We have many microbes. Some can cause disease and some cannot cause disease. So those microbes which can cause disease to us when they enter our body are called pathogens. So disease causing microbes are known as pathogens. The second term is antibodies. When some bacteria or some other foreign particle enters our body in our cells, then our cells produce some chemicals which fight with the foreign particles or bacteria or protozoa, and thus our body develop a defense mechanism. So antibodies are like the weapons which our body produce to fight disease causing microbes. And when antibodies are formed in our body, they remain for a long time, and when in future this kind of infection occur, then these antibody attack at the intruder, that is microbe, and they keep us safe. Then we come to vaccine. Now vaccines आपको बचपन में लगे होंगे, पोलियो का आप ड्रॉप पीते हैं, और जब आप छोटे होते हैं तो आपको लगता है वैक्सीन्स फॉर मैनी डिसीज लाइक डिप्थीरिया, कॉलेरा, tuberculosis. Actually vaccines are weakened or dead microbes which are injected in our body to trigger the production of antibodies. What happens, जब हमारी बॉडी में बाहर से कोई वीकेंड बैक्टीरिया और डेड बैक्टीरिया और वायरस इंजेक्ट करते हैं, तो हमारी बॉडी उसको एज ए एनिमी ट्रीट करती है और उसके अगेंस्ट एंटीबॉडी बना लेती है। बट चूँकि बैक्टीरिया डेड हैं तो उससे क्या होता है, डिसीज़ नहीं पैदा होती है, बट जो हमारी बॉडी है वो उससे लड़ने के लिए वेपन्स या एंटीबॉडी तैयार कर लेती है। मीन्स एक टाइप की प्रैक्टिस फाइट हो जाती है। अब उसके बाद क्या होता है, वो जो एंटीबॉडी बन गई हैं वो हमारी बॉडी में लंबे समय तक रहती हैं और हमारी बॉडी को पता हो जाता है कि अगर ऐसा बैक्टीरिया हमारी बॉडी में आ रहा है तो हमें कौन सी एंटीबॉडी बनानी है। अब इसका फ़ायदा क्या होगा कि सपोज फ्यूचर में कभी भी आपको उस बैक्टीरिया का उस वायरस का इन्फेक्शन हो गया तो एक तो हमारी बॉडी में एंटीबॉडी पहले से ही है, दूसरा हमारी बॉडी को पता है कि इसके खिलाफ फाइट कैसे करनी है, मीन्स वी आर प्रिपेयर्ड। सो आवर बॉडी produce more antibodies and kill that microbes. So because of vaccines we are able to develop a defense mechanism against microbes which may infect us in future. The next term is vaccination. The process of protecting the body from pathogens with the help of vaccine is called vaccination. ये आप जानते हैं बचपन से होता आ रहा है और बहुत से प्रोग्राम्स हैं जो चलते हैं आजकल। हम लोग को बचपन से ही वैक्सीन लगा दी जाती हैं जिसमें कॉलेरा है, डिप्थीरिया है, ट्यूबरकुलोसिस है, हेपेटाइटिस है एंड पोलियो ड्रॉप्स, आपको पता होगा पल्स पोलियो ड्रॉप। Now see this figure. Here we have shown pathogen and antibody. So when pathogens enters our body produce antibody and they fight with the pathogens and kill it. So there are some diseases which are prevented by vaccination: cholera, hepatitis, smallpox and tuberculosis, polio, and we can get it from nearby government hospitals. Now who discovered vaccine? So it was Edward Jenner who discovered vaccine for smallpox, जिसको आप बोलते हैं चेचक या छोटी माता बोलते हैं अपने यहाँ, in 1798, and pulse polio program, it is run by government of India to eradicate polio, and children below 5 years of age are given oral drop. Listen, other vaccines are injected in our body through injection, but polio vaccine is given by oral drop because the virus of polio remains in stomach and from there they do their activity. So it is not injected, it is given in the form of oral drop. Then we have next beneficial effect of microbe. It is increasing soil fertility. आपको मैंने पहले भी बताया था that we have some bacteria which can fix nitrogen. So not only bacteria but we have also some blue green algae. आप देखते हैं पॉन्ड्स में काई जैसी जमी होती है, जो काई होती है एक्चुअली वो एक alga ही है, उसको हम बोलते हैं blue green algae. So some bacteria and blue green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and thus they increase its fertility. And these microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixer. Actually what happens, there is too much nitrogen in our atmosphere but plants cannot use the N2 gas directly from the atmosphere. So what is needed? We have to convert atmospheric nitrogen into that form which can be trapped by the plants. It is nitrate form. So these bacteria and algae capture N2 gas from the atmosphere and they convert it into nitrate form in the soil, and this nitrate form can be absorbed by the plants with the water channel. When they absorb water from soil they also uptake these nitrates. So in this way bacteria and blue green algae convert nitrogen from N2 gas to nitrate form which is absorbed by the plants. You can see figure given here. It is a figure of blue green alga. The next is cleaning the environment. You see, many dead remains of animals and plants are decayed automatically, but it is not a automatic process by air. Actually, there are many microbes which cause decomposition of organic waste and dead remains of plants and animals, and they convert them into simpler substance, and these substance can be again used by other plants and animals. So this process of conversion of dead remains of plants and animals by microbes is known as biodegradation. Thus, bacteria or microbes help us in getting rid of harmful and smelly substances and clean up the environment. So it was these are the beneficial effects of bacteria and other microbes. In the next class, we will see how they are harmful to us. Thank you.